The Book of Clarence, now out. Let's talk about it. Okay, so The Book of Clarence is now out on the big screen for you guys to go and check out. Now, this movie is about a man who goes on a journey of self-discovery as he looks to better his life to become a better match for the woman that he loves and just a better man in general. So, look, this movie is an interesting one. It is very much a very interesting film. Now, I know there's going to be some people that aren't going to like this film. There will be people that won't like it. And then there's going to be people that absolutely love it. And there's going to be people who are going to be, there's some good and there's some bad. And that's how I feel. I feel like this movie, it has its moments in here that are like, okay, I understand where you're going. I love that concept, love that idea, love what you're doing with the character. And then there's other moments where it becomes drawn out, it slows right down, and some of the jokes don't land. So, look, firstly, I feel like the middle part of this film slows it down. It slows it right down, man. So much. And it gets to the point where, as you're going through the middle section of this movie, as you start to get into the third act, you just feel drained because it takes so long to get to the point that we're supposed to get to. And I don't know why they did it, because the first act is so fast paced. You're just go, 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 scene to scene to scene, 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 watching this man struggle in his life, trying to, we start to understand who Clarence is, what his motives are, what is he trying to do. And then when we get to that middle part, it falls apart for me. It does. And then the third act comes, and the third act does save this movie. I must give it credit. The third act, to me, saves this movie, and actually the way that they bring the character full circle and bring the resolutions to who this character is and what Clarence becomes now, I thought was fantastic. And that really saved this movie, because I thought the first act was good. I enjoyed it. The second act, not so much. And then when you get to the third act, it's like, okay, you've nailed that bit. You've nailed that bit. So I really liked the character of Clarence. I really enjoyed watching the growth of this character, where he started as this person who's going around doing, the wrong things to try and sustain his life, and, making bad deals with people that are going to cost him his life. So we have those moments. And then as you progress in the story, you see him come up with an idea, and he's a man that doesn't believe in faith, doesn't believe in any form of God or anything like that. And he goes on this self-discovery journey. And when you get to that final moment of this movie and what happens to Clarence, it actually has a bit of an emotional impact on you and a bit of emotional weight as well. And especially there's this moment with Stairs, and it's heart-wrenching to watch. You feel the pain, but then you also feel the pain of the other characters that are watching Clarence go through this traumatic experience. So I thought that was all fantastic. And then the ending, the message in that they give for Clarence, I thought was done really, really well. So that character, to me, absolutely loved it. I loved the other characters in here as well, especially when James McAvoy come on screen. He was hilarious, man. He was hilarious. He's only in it for a short amount. I mean, I really thought that he was going to be more prominent in this movie, but he's not. He's not. He's very much in for like almost a cameo. It's basically a cameo appearance, but when he's on screen, he's so much fun when he's on screen. He's enjoyable. His jokes land for me, and I really enjoyed that. Now, there is someone in here as well that I didn't expect to see at all, and I'm not going to spoil who it is, because if you guys go watch it, you're going to get probably surprise me. I never expected it to be that person, and never expected it, but I thought the joke that they made with that character, I gotta admit, I kind of laughed. I kind of found that quite funny, and I was just like, that's hilarious. Like, you have to watch it to see what I'm talking about. And I was blown away that it was that person. I was like, wait a second. Because I thought to myself, maybe it was that person. It's because his character appears quite frequently. But it was like towards the end where I was just like, wait a second. That voice sounds familiar. That face looks familiar. I know who that is, but I can't pin it. And then when everything happens and then the big reveal happens, you're like, oh my, it is. So there was that. Look, the cinematography was great. This is a really good looking film. The locations were fantastic. They were gorgeous. I thought just some of the shots were brilliant, man. The color that was vibrant and everything. Really, really enjoyed that. I also loved the relationship with the brothers, with Clarence and his twin. For me, that was great. And I love the confrontation that they have, and then the realization and the conclusion of this confrontation at the end of the movie. I thought that was handled fantastic. And there was a moment where you can understand both brothers, where they're coming from. And then it's just heartbreaking to see what happens and just how they are. I thought that was all done really, really well. The story itself, some people won't like the story because it very much takes religious in the Christianity and then adapts it. And then they throw in some jokes here and there, which some land. Granted, some jokes land, some jokes don't land. So you have that bit of contrast there. So whether or not, like I say, all the time, comedy is subjective. So some people might find it really funny. Some people might absolutely not find it. And that's fine. For me, hit and misses here and there. But the story itself is very much taking from the moment where Jesus gets taken because he gets one of his people rat on him, and then he gets taken, and then obviously he gets crucified. So they take that story and they adapt it. So some people will not like that. I'm telling you now, some people are just going to be like, nope, don't want that. Some people say it's disrespectful to the story of Jesus and that's not how it's supposed to go. I don't care. It's a movie. It's literally a movie. It's not real life. It's just them telling a story. So for me, I had no issues with it. I had no issues with that thing. But I thought the music was great as well. I really enjoyed the music, actually. The score was quite pleasant in here. But look, overall, the Book of Clarence, the pacing is the only issue, the real big issue for me, because it just slows down so much that it kind of like drains so much out of you. If you tightened up that middle bit and actually made this, instead of 2 hours and 9 minutes, if you nailed this down to make it, I don't know, an hour and 50, I think you've got it spot on there. But overall, I had a good time with it. So I think it's decent, but let me know what you guys think. Did you guys love the Book of Clarence, or maybe you didn't? Smash it down in the comment section below. Smash that like button for me. Click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.